Alright guys, remember how Pokemon said that they'd have some sort of news revealed on November 10th? Well, the news is out. So I'm gonna go through the trailer with you guys. It's a very small trailer, just shows the new Z move. But afterwards, I'll go through an interview with you guys that sort of gives you guys a bit more insight into Ultra Sun and Moon. Because there's leaks and crap and all this stuff out. And you guys really should stay the hell away from all of that. Because this could very well be our Pokemon game to play for the next 2 years. Pokemon for the Switch is being developed. 2018 is a predicted date. It could even be 2019. So we're probably going to be Wi-Fi battling and just playing through Ultra Sun and Moon. Remember how with X and Y's release, there's this big season of Wi-Fi battles just going on, trying to EV train, get the right Pokemon and all this crap. That's pretty much what we're going to have to do for the next 2 years. That's why they left us with such a huge game where you can catch all these legendaries and stuff. So stay away from the leaks if you can. You waited this long for the game. Don't get that stuff spoiled to you in literally minutes, okay? So let's check this out. Nintendo 3DS, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Mimikyu. Finally, the Mimikyu Z move. Dude, I love that black Z ring. The freaking twinkle tackle dance. Hey, Mimikyu, popping up aside. So, I don't actually even know the Z move. Let's check this out. What do you do? Don't do it on a T-Tar! My dude. So, what you gonna do? Hey! I don't want to see what's underneath. Yo, of course that kills me. So that is the Z move. It stuffs you inside its elastic coat and tosses you off for prey. I'm a bit offended they used Tyranitar. Also, what is this approval you get from the trainer? What is this? So yeah, guys, they did actually take the announcement off their site, but they still ended up revealing something during this time, so that's good. So yeah, guys, maybe we expected too much since they just revealed Rainbow Rocket in the previous trailer. But this was just a small thing they wanted to reveal. They even took the announcement off their site, I guess because they didn't want to overhype it. But there is something interesting you can read here, which is spoiler free. My freaking coverage of Ultra Sun and Moon will start after I freaking get the games. This is my Ultra Sun right now. After I get the games on November 17. So you guys can check out this interview. There's a bit of backstory here, which is really cool. You can see a lot of what the developers were thinking when Ruby and Sapphire were being made, when Black and White were being made. But we're gonna go to the section of Ultra Sun and Moon. This one's a big one. Bringing back so many characters from previous games with Team Rainbow Rocket unifies the Pokemon universe in a way we haven't quite seen before. What was the impetus for this idea? Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are really the culmination of our efforts up until now, and we knew when setting out on development that we wanted to do something that features characters from other Pokemon games. So this is why they involved Grimsley and Chorus and crap in the normal Sun and Moon. At first, we were planning to just have some of the bosses from previous games appear in the battle agency. Can you believe that? Freaking Maxie, Archie, and crap. Imagine they only played a cameo in the battle agency. Well, that was the original Ultra Sun and Moon. And then you can see here, they say that the characters have so much personality and their story writers felt like they could come up with a story featuring them that could only be possible in Ultra Sun and Moon because of how involved the Ultra Wormhole stuff is in this. But this is a big thing here, guys. Remember, Sun and Moon were worked on the younger staff of Game Freak, while the veterans at Game Freak are working on the Switch game right now. So it was this younger staff that really put all this personality into the evil villains. Their original idea was to just make it so you can battle Cyrus, Getsis, and crap at the battle agency. But they saw that each of the different characters had their own individual plans and ways of saying things and expressions that you couldn't just make it one-sided. And so they decided to make them all a part of the story and create them all under a bigger team called Team Rainbow Rocket. Here's one thing they finally mentioned for the first time. In the game, each of the bosses come from a world in which they manage to fulfill their dark ambitions. They've never actually told us this before. We heard this from the rumors back then, but this is the first time Pokemon themselves is saying that Getsis, Lysandre, Archie, Maxie, Cyrus, they all succeeded in whatever world they were pulled out from, which is huge. That means they all ruined their world. All the people are gone in these 6 different worlds, and you even saw snippets of this being confirmed. In the trailer, Cyrus says that he already made his world without heart, and Archie also says that maybe I'll make this current world like my ideal world as well. So we had a few ideas that maybe they did succeed, but now we have confirmation that these guys are evil villains that weren't corrected or redeemed. They're pure evil. So that makes you think, does the protagonists of each of those games end up dead in their dimensions? Well, they answer it here. Worlds in which the player character must not have existed is where they come from. That's actually the best answer to give. Instead of saying it's an alternate world where Brendan loses to Archie and Maxie, Lucas loses to Cyrus, Hilbert loses to Getsis, and Callum loses to Lysandre, they just never existed. So their role in the story never happened, and they were the core thing that made it so the evil teams could lose. So that's a really cool idea that the younger Staffy Game Freak threw out there. And you can see here, playing with parallel worlds like this is only possible because of the existence of Ultra Wormholes in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Because the player character exists in the Alola region, he or she will have the chance to stop them from achieving their ambitions. That was one thing I found really cool with this interview, because you never get to see what they're thinking when they come up with Rainbow Rocket and stuff. To see that it was just ideas getting better and better, and them really wanting to put a big project together for Ultra Sun and Moon is really cool. Familiar characters return. With the return of Team Rocket and many of the older characters, to what extent did you research how these characters appeared in previous games? And how closely did you adhere to the legacy of those characters? This goes back to how they went from making them just random cameos in the Battle Agency, which is how Cynthia, Wally, and pretty much Red and Blue were in Sun and Moon, to actually making him a story in Rainbow Rocket. The setting for these characters is that they were successful in achieving their ambitions in their universe, so we tried to reflect that in their dialogue. Their personalities are of course what fans of this series will expect, but I think players will also get a chance to see new sides to these characters. It wasn't a huge challenge to come up with a story so that it all made sense. Guzma even helps you as an ally during the episode. With that being said, of course it's best for the bosses of villainous organizations to behave like you would expect the boss of a villainous organization to behave, so we approached it with great amount of respect to other entries in the series. They're saying that they tried to do the ultimate fan service here. The way Archie, Getsis, Lysandre talks, the personalities they have, like for example, they even said Archie is actually an empathetic man, but he will slap someone if they get in the way. Maxie is not an empathetic person, he slaps you either way. So they actually dive deep into exactly how these characters act, and so they try to fan service you so that Getsis acts the same way you would expect him to, instead of being a one-dimensional villain. They also talk about a few other things, like how they try to give Ultra Beasts a different impression than the Pokemon they created before, and a few other things, but that's just one really cool thing I saw in the interview that I wanted to mention. The truth about Team Rainbow Rocket and how it almost turned out to be like how Cynthia and Wally were in Sun and Moon, and Grimsley and Chorus too. From cameos to actually their own Delta episode, which is really cool. So yeah guys, Ultra Sun and Moon come out in a week. Stay away from spoilers if you can. Do whatever you can, even if that means don't even go on YouTube or don't even go on social media. You want to enjoy these games. You could blame the leakers, but at the same time, you knew they were gonna do it either way. And sometimes a freaking giant thumbnail will just pop up in your face and you can't do anything about it. But if you can manage to survive this week, the payoff will be incredible to actually play this game even partially blind. Alright, maybe you're not gonna be fully blind, but even partially blind, you're gonna find it's worth it. So yeah guys, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know any thought you've got on Ultra Sun and Moon. It's the last week, and then it's back to waiting for the next Pokemon game. By the way guys, I will try to record you guys and edit another Pokemon Extreme Sun episode as soon as I can. I mean, I've got it right here. This is literally where we left off. So with all of that being said guys, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.